Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. This is another review for Good Girls, season 12, episode 12. This ain't season 12. Season 4. My bad. Season 4, episode 12, Family First. So Annie is watching TV and Beth calls, "Have you seen my blender?" "What blender, girl?" "The blender that I let you borrow the other day." "Oh, girl, I gave that back." "Are you sure? Because I can't find it." "Girl, just look for it." "No, can you get up and look for it?" And so Annie gets up and she's like, "I don't see." She ain't looking nowhere. She's just standing there. "I don't see it. I don't see it, Beth." And then she does see it on the counter, picks it up like, "Oh, with the silver bullet. With the silver buttons trimmed in chrome." "I don't got it." So she says she ain't got it and just gets off the phone. And when she gets off the phone, she goes to the refrigerator to get something out, and she hears the door open and close. She thinks that it's Kevin, and she's like, "I thought that you was going out with your girl, what's her name? Angela. Thought you was going out with Angela tonight." And then this voice says, "Who's Angela?" Child, it's Rio. She could have shit a brick when she heard his voice. When she heard his voice, I don't know. Listen, I probably would have just hightailed it out that door as fast as I could if I could. Of course, she couldn't do that because she look over at the phone like, "Damn, can I reach this phone?" He like, "Don't even think about it. Get your coat because you're gonna be cold, and get your shoes." And she's like, "Cold because I'm gonna be dead." "Get your coat and shoes, girl. Let's go." So she get her coat and shoes. Listen, because when Rio say let's ride, let's ride. Beth gets home and she's with the kid. No, she's not get home. She at home with the kids. I want to say it's maybe a Monday morning or something like that. I don't know whether these kids are in school or not. We ain't seen nobody go to school. We ain't seen Beth pick nobody up from school, but I don't know. She giving them breakfast. Her son, of course, who has the injury, she's like giving him special treatment. Ice cream sundae for breakfast with a side of Coke on the side. And her daughters are like, we want a Coke too. And some hot fudge syrup. Shit, put that on my cereal. Thank you, Mom. And so she does that for them. Dean comes in there in his biker gear. He finna go meet up with Jim Jones and the rest of the cult. And she's like, "Have you seen my phone?" And he got it in hand. So already I was like, "So you've been going through her phone, Dean?" Okay. And so he gonna put it down like, "Oh, you left it in the bathroom." "I left it in the bathroom, for real? How is it that you just coincidentally walking up in here with my phone in hand talking about, oh yeah, this was in the bathroom?" All right, Dean. Okay. He asked her what's on the agenda today, and she's like, she got to do a little bit of, did she say she had to do laundry? No, she said carpool. "What's on your agenda today?" "Carpool." "Oh, you picking up kids or money?" Dropping off kids or dropping off money. And she's like, and the kids are in the room. His children are sitting right there at the table while he being all petty and whatnot. And she's like, "Kids." And he says, "Oh, okay, so what else you got on the agenda?" "Oh, some laundry." "Oh, washing clothes or money?" Kids still in the room looking like, what the fuck going on, right? What? Just soaking it all up. And she's like, "I'm washing clothes, Dean." "What you doing?" Like, what you trying to pull? "Oh, I'm just, just trying to make sure ain't no surprises. I just want to make sure I know what's going on, And then she's like, she's gonna go run some errands. And he says, "Oh, okay, in our country or another country?" And that's when she's like, "All right, you being petty. What gives? What are you doing?" And then the kids are looking at him at the same way, like, "What you getting at?" And he's like, "Daddy's just playing. Daddy's just joking around." Bitch. Joke D's, okay? Don't get killed, okay, Dean? Because it's just a phone call. It's one phone call away if them people figure out that you are still trying to take everybody down. I'm really sick of Dean. Dean and Stan can go. I done had enough. I done had enough coming in there throwing all that out there in front of the kids. Like, why you doing all that? Why you doing all that? He just mad. The parent that gets mad that, you know, the kids don't see the flaws in the other parent the way that you do, and so they try to badmouth them in front of the kids, or, you know, try to taint their perception of their parent. Like that's bullshit. Them kids love their mama, so don't do that. Don't throw anything out there that's gonna have them thinking, what's mommy into? What's mommy got going on? You know, like she's the bad guy. I can't stand him. She tells him, you know, nothing is going on right now, so you can relax. And he's like, that's what you said when our son was in, you know, in the emergency room alone. You said that then, there wasn't nothing going on. And then she's like, that's never going to happen again. Of course, he don't believe nothing she says. He turned around and walk away. He go to meet with Jim Jones and his lawyer. And, you know, he tells him he couldn't find nothing on Beth. He done checked her phone, her car, her emails, everywhere. It's just clean. And he says, what about the fact that she laundered the money through my business? And they're like, okay, again, your business. And then he's like, okay, well, what about the fact that she makes counterfeit money? Oh, okay, on the printer that you put together. Yeah, so again, you in cahoots. We need something on her, strictly on her. So get something on her and come back and talk to us. Jim Jones done took the seat off of his bicycle, talking about, we got to get you your balls back. And so you ride on your bike like this, and when you get something, you know, substantial to get on her, then, you know, you can have your seat back. What? Again, it's a cult. It's a cult, okay? He might as well be riding up to Jonestown every day to go see Jim Jones and the crew, because it's a cult. It's a cult. Beth gets a knock at the door. And it's Ben. He looking for Annie. You know, have you seen my mama? And she's like, have you checked with the homeless guy? You know, he's like, he been with Angela all day. Like, he's no use. She goes to call his dad, and he's like, no use there either, because he's with Nancy in Minnesota visiting her parents. And then she's like, you know what? I think that, no. First he says he thinks that they should call the police. And that's when she's like, I think I know where she is. Tackhead ass Stan in there doing the books with his daughter with the purses. And it's like, you so self-righteous, got all of this heat and hate for Beth, but you over here operating a whole scam with them fake bags. Like, how can you judge anybody? And you bringing Sarah into it, teaching her how to, you know, work the books and all of that. The fuck going on with Stan? Like, I really can't stand him. But anyway, he giving her that lesson, and Ruby comes in there, and, you know, she's just like, I need all the cuts, all of it. Beth and Ruby, they go meet with Rio to give him, you know, the money. It's their first installment, and Beth is just like, now give her back. And he's like, oh, okay, you know, wait. Oh, Beth asked him what he wants, you know, and he's like, do you know how much money, you know, that y'all left over there at the casino? And she's like, all of it? Yeah, all of it. So he slide that money back, like, where can I send the first installment of Annie's body? Because that's what's gonna happen since we doing installments. He want it all up front, on time. No installments, no payment plan, no promise to pay, no none of that. He want all his money right now. Finish the job. And she's like, I want my sister back. He laughing and everything. He don't care nothing about that, Beth. Annie, she's in the freezer of like this convenience store eating ice cream. When Rio's boy comes in there, you know, to get her, he buying up all the snacks in the store. She look over at the door like she gonna run, and he like, girl, don't try again. Don't play with me. You can run. They always try to run. And that's as far as you're gonna get is right there. So don't play with me, okay? Would you want double stuff or regular stuff? Double stuff? Okay. You want some water? Okay, I'm gonna go get us some water. Sparkling or regular? Dasani, Aquafina, Smart Water. What you want? So while he go to get the water, she, looking around, and she goes to the cashier like, I'm being kidnapped, please. I'm being kidnapped. Call the police. Don't look over there, Adam. Just call the police. And then Rio's boy come walking up, dapping, what's up? What's up? Dapping the man up. So he know the cashier. This is what they do, okay? Rio got people in his pocket all over town. This 7-Eleven included. So sorry, Annie. No saving you now. Ask her, do she want Chex Mix or Cheetos? I really love Rio's boy. Like he ain't one to play with, but he's very nice, very friendly. He asked the cashier for 2 extra large Slurpee cups because it's gonna be a long ride. It's gonna be a long ride. Beth walks right into Councilman Brother Cousin's office, while he in there with people. He is in a meeting right now. And, she's like, so this how you serve the community? You just turn a blind eye to shit that's happening? Is this what we doing? Really? And he's like, can we have a room? Can we be excused, please? Beth want to know why he ain't got her sister, out of that mess. And, of course, he's like, I can't be involved in this like that. Like that's political suicide if I do something like that. I can't involve myself, Beth. And she's like, oh, really? You not? If you don't involve yourself, like what's going to happen to Annie? And so he gets on the line, to call the chief of police. And of course she's like, I can't talk to him. So she hangs up the phone. Because what's she supposed to tell the chief of police? Anyway, Dean is trying to sell Stan, them facial products. Stan's of, I'm good over here. Soap, soap and water is all I got, and that's all I'm gonna need. And Dean tells him he's, trucking on a dangerous road, and he's like, so are you with them with Jim Jones and them? And Stan is like, he's gonna get to the point. He really needs his help. He needs him to find something on Beth, because he tells him the guys aren't that bad. They're just helping him with his case, and Stan is like, well, what's their angle? Oh, Beth's the angle. We gonna put it all on Beth. That's the angle. And Stan is like, you gonna just really sell your wife out like that? And Dean is like, well, I mean, she don't really care about me like that. And I mean, the kids, not so much either. So yeah, it's like that at this point. It's really like that. And he tells Stan they just need something on Beth. It has to solely be on her. So like, just be his eyes and ears. That's all he needs. Stan like, can we just get back to picking our fantasy football league team, please? Thank you. But I know Stan's wheels are turning, and he want Beth gone just as much as Dean. So Stan on board, sitting there looking like he's thinking about it, but he on board. Beth and Ruby are pulling up to the club, to start printing. Beth worried about Annie, she's like, what about this and what about that? And, who's going to do this and who's going to do that? Like she's just worried about her sister. And Ruby is, telling her it's all going to work out. It's all going to be good. While she's giving her a hug, she notices on the door, just like Stan said, the city was coming for the place. So it's already up for auction and the doors have been chain closed. Beth and Ruby are looking up, the details on the notice and everything. And so they see that he owed Gene, the guy that owned the place, he owed $9,000 in back taxes. And so they just have to pay that tax debt and, basically they can have the place. Beth, of course, is like, either way, we ain't got $9,000. Stan go in the drawer and get an envelope full of money, $9,000 on the dot. Okay, Stan. It's a setup, setting her up. He gonna say that, it's family first. Okay, Stan, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Beth gets home and Ben, still worried about his mama. He like, has she always been a hoe? Has she always been out here, just dropping everything for some peen? strange random peen for that? Has she always done that? And, Beth tries to, let Ben know, your mama, she means well. Your mama means well, but yes, this is how she's always been. Annie is in the car with Rio's boy, and he being weird. He licking the icing off the Oreo and throwing the cookie outside. Eden does that. And I'll be like, girl, don't you be wasting the good cookie? That's the part. Without the cookie, I don't want no damn frosting. I mean, I need the cookie and the frosting. Okay, I need it. I'm not just going to lick off the icing and throw away the cookie. That's what Eden does. And that's what he was doing. Annie's like, how much longer, of course, because they just driving. They pull up to this big old house, and I guess Annie thought that this was it. So she's really like pleading her case with him, like this, you don't want to do this. Like this is a big mistake that you're making. Like, I'm such a huge asset, like what y'all gonna do without me? How you gonna do this without me? Annie is really trying to, stay alive in this moment. And he just gets out the car, and the owner of that house comes out of the house, and he just starts pistol whipping him, like beating him down. He was whooping ass, okay? And Annie's sitting there looking at the whole thing. The man done seen her in the car and all. Rio's boy gets back in the car, and he's like, you know what, important people, what the thing is about important people? They ain't really got to say they important. That's how you know that somebody's important, when they don't have to say it. Girl. I guess it was a hoe that thought I'd be right back. I didn't know if the man was dead or not either, because he beat him down to the ground and just got back in the car. But I don't see him. I think Rio's boy is just the muscle, that beat folk up. He might be a killer too. I don't know. Beth and Ruby are at the auction, and a friend of Ruby and Stan, somebody that they done sold a purse to, is there. She's asking questions. Oh, so I didn't know you guys run in real estate. Okay. So what business do you have? Just asking all kind of questions most Karens gonna have to ask, because they always in your business. Always. I can't just be here at the goddamn auction like you, bidding on something, paying a tax debt. Why do you need to know the details, ma'am? But she wanted the details. And they go to, bid on the strip club when, they call it. And she gonna bid too. Oh, I didn't even know that this one, and it's just a steal. And Ruby like, yeah, stealing right from our hands. Lady, what you doing? And she bids and bids higher and gets the building. Right out from underneath them. I know they wanted to fight in that moment, because I wanted to square up myself. I was ready to slap that lady. I was so upset because, ma'am, why? You couldn't have just took the little building that you bid on in the first place and gone on about your business. You gonna really come and just take it from them like that? I guess it's cutthroat, child. I guess it's cutthroat, but that really was, that had me upset. On her way out, Ruby says to her, and your bag fake, bitch. But I was thinking, oh shit, maybe you should have said that, because I don't want nothing to come back on y'all. I don't want no mess out of Stan. No more mess than he's already stirring up. Annie wakes up in a nursing home parking lot, and they there to check on the guy that he beat up. He out there working with somebody, pushing, somebody in a wheelchair. And Annie's like, wait a minute, you beat up somebody that helps elderly people? And he gonna say, I wouldn't say all that. I know one thing, he won't be robbing no more elderly people. I know that much. And he gets out to go, visit with the person that's there. While he not paying attention, and Annie notices that window down. I'm like, oh, this girl, she gonna try to run again. While this man ain't paying attention. Councilman Brother Cousin pops up on Rio at his bar. Rio out in the back shooting around. Basically, like, again, with the antics, Rio, what you doing is gonna come back on me. And I ain't gonna be able to help you. Like, what are you doing? This is not the plan. You never think about the big picture, like you've never been that guy, but you're going to have to start being that guy. You're going to have to start keeping your eyes on the ball. Okay? Damn it. And he take the ball and everything and go on by his business. He's sick of Rio. He is sick of Rio. Beth and Ruby are sitting in the car counting money, thinking about Annie again. The silence is deafening. Annie would be talking about God knows what right now, asking all kind of dumb questions. Because, that's what Annie does, especially when they're staking out. Annie gonna have some questions, some random questions that, I'm sorry, y'all, this little braid is starting to bother me. Because it's just like, why is doing that? Don't do that. Okay, thank you very much. Anyway, okay, anyway, Ruby, mentions to Beth that she found out about Beth and Stan's little conversation, and that he basically was trying to exile her from the city. And Beth is just like, I ain't going nowhere, sis. Like, ain't no boy gonna ever come between us. Don't you worry about that. But they done counted all the money. Now let's go in here and get Annie back. They go inside the club, and the heifer that took it is in there on the phone. And then the inspector comes out there, and the inspector is this same inspector that was giving Dean and Beth a hard time when they had the hot tub place. So they got her. So we already know sis gonna dock this, dock that. That's an infraction. That's an infraction. You're missing this. You don't got that. You're gonna have to get rid of this. It's dust. It's mold. She jotting. Okay? She jotting. She got her clipboard. She jotting. And the lady like, what about? Sorry, girl. Sorry, sis. Ruby is like, oh, excuse me, ma'am, you dropped something on the floor. And they hand her the wad of money. So they done pay her to go in there and really, do her job. So now, lady, hand it here. Hand it here. Annie is weaseling her way out of the car. So she is getting out of the car, out that window. And she sees the police pull up. She also sees Rio's boy still sitting over there. The dude that he beat up done called the police. And Annie goes over there, to see what's what. And the guy is like, oh, yeah, she was there. She was sitting right in the front seat. She saw the whole thing. She saw him beat me up. And the police is like, do you know this man? And she's like, oh, no, yeah, I do. And at first I was like, Annie, a snitch? Never. Never. But she does end up, vouching for him. She has to vouch for him. She kind of leads it to mad. At first, I guess we all was feeling like, girl, are you about to tell on this man? But no, she pretends that they're a couple and that, yeah, I know him. Know him, like intimately. I know him. And we don't know him. Don't know who that is. Don't know what he got going on. Sorry, he was with me all night. All night. Ruby is setting the dinner table at home. She got to leave though, because she got to go and print money, since they back in the club. And Stan asks, whose name is it in? It's in Beth's name. It's in Beth's name. I'm assuming it's in her name, because Ruby doesn't say. She just gives him a look, but he's like, oh, so she's not going nowhere, huh? Maybe it's not in her name, because that wasn't clarified. But anyway, again, Stan standing there with his wheels turning. Annie and Rio's boy, they're still on the road. He done let her have one of his Oreos, good looking out back there. They talk about, the guy that he was visiting. They call him the janitor. He was a hitman for them, like a father figure to him. He's like, it's the kind of guy that you want to, do things for, kind of like, your sister. And she's like, she ain't all that, because he was giving her a lot. And she's like, she ain't all that. He like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why are we here then? Why are you and I sitting here then if she ain't all that? Like, there's a reason for that. And Annie's sitting there thinking like, you know what? And you might be right. um, Beth and Ruby, they printing the money. Then we see Stan taking this long look in the mirror. He about to tell on that lady. Annie, she also in deep thought, you know, while they riding on the open road. And Annie wakes up and she home. So he done just drove her all around town for nothing to just take her back home. But I guess it was just to scare him into submission. Annie, you know, ends up sneaking in Beth's house that morning with the blender in hand. She sees Ben laying on the couch. She give him a kiss, and then she go get in the bed and cuddle up with her sister. And, you know, Beth is like, he should have took me. And she's like, he ain't never doing that. He ain't never gonna harm a hair on your head, Beth. Never. You ain't got to worry about it, okay, sis? Because that man loves you. That's the bottom line. Rio is in love, okay? Beth is back in Councilman Brother Cousin's office talking about she need career advice. Dean, Jim Jones, and the lawyer we see, and it was the lawyer, Jim Jones, where I'm sitting, and Dean, and they just sitting like that, and I'm like, that y'all can spread out in the thing, damn. But they asked somebody else in the hot tub a question, and it's Stan. So Stan done got in cahoots with the cult too. Cause he ain't even thinking about what they talking about. He thinking about what he gonna say. And finally he can say it, and it's, I think I have something on her. I think I got something on her. Sitting there looking cheap. I was mad as hell seeing Stan sitting up in that damn hot tub in the cult with Jim Jones and him. I'm telling y'all, if Stan ain't dying by the end of this season, I'm gonna be upset. That will give me extreme joy to see his character snuffed out. And Dean, get him out of here, because I see next week we bringing back the Secret Service duo. They back to get on my nerves. And I'm assuming, now that they have this strip club, I don't know what they're going to be doing with it. Rio knows about it. We also saw that in the previews that Rio, you know, is now going to put them to work. Now y'all going to be running a strip club and printing money. If it's not one thing, it's another. You know, like the man said, was that Godfather, with the Godfather, when he was like, every time I try to get out, they keep pulling me back in. Every time. Every time she think it's, you know, it's over and done with, or they, you know, it's coasting, it's smooth sailing. No, here he come with throwing a wrench in it. Oh wait, by the way, y'all own the strip club now, so now y'all got to get strippers up in here. Now it's got to be a full-on strip club establishment, not just for printing, but we got to wash, launder, all of that up in here too. These girls. Anyway, guys, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.